Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you are joining me in another unusual type of vid where I'll be speccing up my new car. This will be the replacement for the Porsche Macan S that I've currently got. Now I know I've only had the Porsche Macan S for about 6 months, but I'm really intrigued with a newer model. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'll screen share with you and build up my new car, and I'm going to be sending that over to the dealership for them to start putting that into build. The new Macan has just been revealed with a refreshed exterior and an overhaul of the interior, and we'll see some of those pictures as we configure the new Macan. Now, essentially what I'm going to be doing is configuring a Macan S and putting that into build and hopefully taking delivery of it as soon as it becomes available. There's obviously certain issues that we've got around supply with certain microchips or whatnot. So yeah, let's go ahead and configure our Macan. Now this is the model line of the Macan. You've got the Macan S and the GTS. This one is a 2-litre 4-pot Golf GTI engine, as we're all aware of. It now produces a little bit more horsepower. The Macan S and the GTS now have a 2.9 V6 twin turbo engine, and you'll notice that there is no turbo lineup. Now essentially what's happened with these two models is that the GTS now has the power output of the previous turbo, so it produces in the region of about 440 horsepower, and the Macan S now has the same horsepower as what the outgoing GTS had, so around 380. So the Macan S that I've got currently is the 3-litre twin turbo unit, and it produces 340 horsepower, but it is a old unit, and this now has a refreshed engine, so it's going to be that little bit more efficient as well. Not that I'm going to notice. So yes, we're going to go ahead and configure the new Macan S. The front end here has been tweaked quite a bit. You can see that the grille is much smaller compared to how it was before, and it's got a slightly redesigned lower bumper, and in fact the whole front end is redesigned as well. If you look at the back end of the car, it still has the light bar going all the way across, but the bottom end of the bumper, that's been redesigned. It also comes with different types of alloy wheels as standard. They're now 20-inch, and it features red brake calipers. The side blade has a different design as well, and I think going back to the front picture here, the wing mirrors, they've got the sport design, so that design there used to only feature on the turbo, now it looks like it's on the Macan S and the GTS. So this is the interior of the new Macan. Now as you can see, it has a 10.9-inch screen. I haven't measured that, it just is a 10.9-inch screen, and the center console has taken away all the buttons, and it's now more digitalized and with haptic feedback. That is a much nicer cabin compared to how the pre-facelift or the first generation and the 0.2 Macan was. I think the biggest thing that happened between the Macan that we've got and the facelift was that the facelift introduced the 10.9-inch PCM, whereas now the center console has also been revised as well. It now has a slightly different steering wheel, 992 steering wheel, and the gear lever as well has been redesigned. I think it just looks way cooler compared to the previous outgoing model as well. So I'm going to go ahead and spec this to how I'd want it. So I think the color that I'd like to go for, I mean, you got some special colors there, which is the papaya orange. This seems to be the kind of a press release color, not one that I'm a fan of. I think I would want to spec it in the volcano grey. I like to keep the alloys the same as what they are. Every other alloy design just seems to be pricey, as you can see, from £1,299 to almost 2,700, and some of them might be even more than that. But I do think that these design alloy wheels do look quite nice on this color anyway, so I think I'm going to keep the wheels as they are. The interior colors and the seats, I think I'm going to keep them as black, but I'm going to go with the 18-way adaptive sport seats. Now let's just have a look at what these seats look like. So these are the comfort seats here, which are pretty much the same as what I've got in the current Macan S, although mine are all leather and they've got a contrasting red with the black. What I'm going to go for is the 18-way adjustable. Now when you go with the 18-way adjustable, now this picture doesn't really show us, because it still shows the center element here as cloth, But when you go for the 18-way adjustable seats, you do get the entire seat in fine leather, which is quite nice. So I'm going to keep it as that. I'm not going to change the colour of the seats. I think the grey and the black would contrast quite nicely. Now the exterior, I think a pan roof is a must on a car like this, configured right there. And you're going to pay for a lot of things on here. Every single thing on here seems to be an option. The chrome I don't really like, so I'm going to go with the side window trims in black high gloss. Let's just blow that up. I think that looks really smart now from the exterior. And then look, you can even do door handles painted in black and all of this, which I can't really see myself doing. I'm not gonna go crazy with the spec list on this, but let's just see how we go. It comes with a 7-speed PDK, Doppelkopplung, however you want to say. PASM is now standard on the car, but the option here is now that it comes with adaptive air suspension. So previously you had to opt for PASM, which is the Porsche Adaptive Suspension Management. Now PASM is standard, but Airmatic suspension is on top of that. I don't really need that, so I'm going to miss that out. Sport Chrono package is quite nice. You'll notice that with the Sport Chrono package, if I just take that off, you do still get the clock in the center, but you don't get any Sport Plus modes. Now when I select Sport Chrono package, that dial changes to a stopwatch and you get a selector on the steering wheel here, like the way you get in a 911, 991 or a 992, where you can select Sport Plus, Individual, and you get like a little boost button there as well. My current car has got the sports tailpipes in chrome or in silver, which look a bit like that, but I think I'm gonna go with black this time because I want to make this car look a little bit more stealthy. There we are. So now I think the back end looks quite good. We haven't finished with the back end just yet, so we're just going to keep on going. I don't see the point in going for a full sports exhaust because I think from what I've heard the PSE exhaust system is not as loud as you'd want it, so I'm just going to stick to the normal one. Lighting and vision, you can opt for PDLS Plus, which will, well, what is that? Gives you a bit more darkened lights here, dipped beam. Okay, I think I like that, so I'm going to go with that. Tinted LED headlights. Wow, they look pretty mean. Actually, let's just have a quick look at what it looks like with the PDLS and with the tinted ones. So yeah, let's just accept the changes on that. The front end lights might go even darker. There you go. As you can see, if I take that off, they'll go a little bit more chromy, I suppose. Do I see the point of that? I don't, so I'm just going to leave it as that. Let me know what you think of the specs so far. I mean, look at this, automatic dimming interior and exterior mirrors, £252. You'd expect that to be standard on a car now that's at almost 60 grand. So yeah, that's a nice feature to have. Let's just put that on. Privacy glass, yes, because we're looking at it to be a bit more of a stealth mobile. So let's have a look at that. There we go, that looks pretty good. Insulated glass, not really bothered. Comfort and assistance systems. Yes, we want a reversing camera. I'm not too worried about park assist with surround view. Current car doesn't have it, but he has a reversing camera, which is quite nice. All of these things are pointless. And the interior, right. So heated windscreen, no point, not going to have any of that. Driver memory package, well, I've got the 18-way memory seats anyway. Seat heating is now standard. It was an option previously on the model that I've got. But this is seat heating front and rear. Well, I'm not bothered about my rear passengers. It's mainly around just the driver and the passenger. So, yep, not going to up that. Seat ventilation, nope, no thank you. Heated GT steering wheel, can't be bothered with that. Mechanical roll-up sunblinds for the rear windows. I've got that on the current car. Do I use them? Nope. So, no point. And then the different seat back colours, just not going to bother with that. Interior or leather, so air vents in leather with slats in leather. I mean, that you've got to have more money than sense for that one. Porsche crest on the front headrest. Now I actually do like this, even though let's just look at this. It just adds quite a nice feel to the car's interior. It's only £160, but I think it just makes the front seats a bit more nicer. I think especially if I've gone for the 18-way adjustable seats, I think I'm going to go with that one. Porsche crest on the center console armrest. Nah, I'm not going to bother with that. If I've got them on there, then I don't need it on there, otherwise it looks like I'm trying too hard. Vehicle documentation folder in leather. No idea why you would have that. The interior, I'd want that to be in aluminium, and the only reason I am saying that is because I don't want to have the black on black. And the reason I don't want to have the black on black is just because it just looks a little bit too dark and dingy in the car. So I'm going to go with the aluminium. That's pretty much what I've got at the moment, and I think I like that the way it is. Then we've got the audio and communication, wireless charging. You know, you have to pay for that. I don't have a wireless charging phone. I'm a bit old school, so I'm not going to bother with that. But I will go for the Bose, or Bose, however you want to say, surround sound system, which I think is quite nice to have. So from the front end, I think it looks quite nice. Volcano grey, got the LED headlights, revised front end. I think what I quite like here is what Porsche have done. So on the model that I've got, which is a 95B.1, you had the LED lights up here. When they facelifted it in 2018, they moved the LEDs from there to the middle slat. And now for 2022, they thought, well, you know what, let's just put them back at the top there. Hey, who would have guessed? The rear end looks quite nice and quite stealthy. I think what I might do is change the Porsche lettering and the Macan S in black. And I think what I'll do is I'll change the whole background on here, just so that we can actually see the car and not get distracted with any background. So the front end I think looks quite nice and aggressive. I do like the volcano grey. There's the Porsche S diesel that I reviewed on the channel, that was in this colour, and I think it looked amazing. Rear profile, what we've got here is we've got the Porsche lettering in black, we've got the Macan S lettering in black. Could even debadge that. The lower part of the rear I think looks much more striking now because there's a lot more going on. The lights have been moved further up, and I've now got the blacked out tailpipes, which again I think add to the stealth look. You do get a black roof spoiler finished off in gloss black, which again is quite good. The alloy wheels, these are 20-inch as standard. They've stopped doing the RS design wheels, which are the ones, or the RS spider wheels, which is what I've got on mine. But I do like these because there's a bit more of a concave as they kind of go into, like, say, the center of the wheel. This doesn't have the colored Porsche crest on the center caps. That is an option. You can always pick them up anyway from the dealership, so I might change that if I need to. But I do like the side profile. Again, you know, you've got the D-chrome around the window trims, you've got factory finish tinted windows, you've got the red calipers as well, which, you know, it kind of makes this look quite nice and striking. And then moving around to the kind of rear three-quarter top view, pan roof, which looks quite good. Of course, mine's going to be a right-hand drive vehicle, but I love the interior now. The biggest thing that I like here is the way it looks much more modern compared to the outgoing car, and even, like, say, the Gen 1, which is mine. So for example, the gear shift has been redesigned totally. They've left some sort of hotkeys for the climate control, but everything else down here, it's all touchscreen, and they've even made it a little bit more easier to use. They've moved the Sports and Sports Plus mode button onto the steering wheel, which, you know, it gives it that real 911 feel, doesn't it? So I'm really looking forward to this spec. And of course I've gone for the 18-way adjustable seats. These are going to be in full leather, so the configurator, I'm not sure why it's picking it up as part leather, but this will be full leather. So this is my configuration for my Porsche Macan S, the 2022 model year. This has now been sent over to my Porsche dealership where I'll be picking this car up. I've had a chat with the sales advisor who sold me my current Macan S. We're just waiting for a build date, so this is exactly how it's going to be. I'm really excited, really looking forward to, you know, picking this up, hopefully towards the end of the year, so it could be a nice way of starting 2022. So yeah, definitely stay tuned, and hopefully guys, I shall see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.